Jane is in Knoxville. Hi, Jane. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Oh, need so much help. I need one of them swords to slay a huge dragon. I may be your toughest case you've ever had. Anyway, my husband is around, he's fixing to be 65. I'm around 59. And we have 10 kids. I'm homeschooling my last one. She's 15. Anyway, long story short, I had to go to work. He got really sick, and so he can't work like he used to. So I'm now working. I started working this past year, and we are definitely need help. We have quite a bit of debt, and I don't know where to start. So I have a car that we made a huge mistake and got a new vehicle, and we owe about $54,000, maybe $53,000 on it, which is, I know, crazy. But we didn't really have a good vehicle for me to go to work in, so we did something stupid. So, long story short, how do we? That was my first question. Do we sell that to
Yes.
try to get out of this debt? But I finally realized that we're old enough. We need to. Wish we had these things in plan. But I've been a homeschool mom all my life, so this is all new to me.
Yes.
He's kind of done all this.
What's the car worth?
Probably 42, 43.
What's your household income?
Together now we make almost about 85, maybe 80 to 85.
Yes. You need to sell it.
Okay. So
yes.
how do you do
yes,
that?
you shouldn't have bought it. Yes, you shouldn't have. Who's got the loan?
Hyundai.
Okay. How bad's your credit?
It's good. I have good credit because.
Well, run over at the credit union or your local bank and get an unsecured loan for $15,000, buy a $3,000 car, and cover the $12,000 hole you're in and sell it.
Okay, could you say that again?
Okay. You got to borrow the amount that you're in the hole.
Okay.
In order to sell it, plus $3,000 to get a car.
Okay.
Because you got no car, right?
No, he has his truck for the farm, but we don't have a car.
All right, get you a little $3,000 car to get around, and you don't need $43,000 car to go to work.
Okay. So is that the first thing to do? We have a tractor payment of $40 and a small
$40,000 on a tractor?
Yes. We have a 500-acre farm that he's trying to still take care of. Like I said, he got COVID really bad. He got really sick, almost died. So it changed our lives 2 years ago.
You live on the farm?
We do live on the farm. That's a long story, but we can't sell it because we found out it's in a trust that his parents had put in. So we take care of it. We have no money to take care of it, but what we make, and so we can't sell it. So we have a place
sell
to
the
live.
tractor and lease the land.
Okay.
Let somebody else farm it. Your husband's sick and you can't afford the tractor, and you're not making any money anyway.
Sell the tractor, lease the land. That sounds great.
Let somebody get another farmer to lease it. What's your husband been growing on it?
We have corn. I'm trying to think what all he does. Corn, soybeans. They've done a lot of different stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
I mean, if it's pretty standard deal is another farmer in the area farms it, and you get a percentage of the crop as your lease payment.
Okay.
That's a pretty standard arrangement. I assume that can go to you. I don't know. You don't own it.
I know it's a terrible situation.
I don't know if it goes to the trust or not.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
if you make money on the farm, you don't have to give it to the trust, right?
No, we don't, because we have to pay the taxes and all the stuff for it. It's just in a trust. I mean, all the land's tied up in a trust.
Who is the parent?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
That's okay. I'm aghast.
Yes, so am I.
This is not a blessing. So this is his family farm.
Mm-hmm.
His grandpa had it?
Yes.
His grandpa's grandpa had it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so they put it into a trust so that it doesn't get sold.
That's exactly. And then we didn't realize that we actually paid money for the house when we moved here. But we did not know until after they passed away that they actually put the house in with the trust. So we don't even own the house.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I assume upon your death that the trust goes to your kids.
Yes.
They're cursed with this as well.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly right. I guess there's no way to do anything about it. I don't know.
I don't either, but I'm going to see an attorney and try to figure out, because my obligation to a toxic situation is pretty low. I mean, what happens to this beautiful plan if you all just move off?
I don't really know.
You quit
We
paying the
talked about
taxes.
that. What if we
That's
just
my
go rent
question.
Yeah, the
because we
trust will
can't
get
keep
trust will
affording
lose
to
it if
pay
you don't
for
pay
it?
the taxes because you're getting no
Exactly.
benefit from this thing at all.
No, we're not.
And there's no
And so
penalty on
it's actually
them
sucked us
if they
dry.
leave.
That's why we are where we are.
Who is the trustee?
My husband is.
Huh.
He's
The
actually the trustee.
You need to go see an attorney.
Okay, do you recommend one that might
No, I
deal
go
with
to an estate
something?
planning attorney there in Knoxville. Ask around, find out who does good estate planning work, because this probably needs to be busted up. I hate to sell family land like this, but it has become a curse rather than a blessing.
That's right.
And I love land, and I love family tradition and legacy, and I'm about as the older I get, the more emotional I get about that kind of stuff. But this has not been a blessing to you, and it's not going to be a blessing to your kids
That's right.
because it's poorly structured. And so y'all need to figure out what to flip. So go, spend a little money on an attorney. Let's get out of the car and get out of the car deal and get out of the tractor deal.
What other debt is there?
We have a personal loan for about 30 that we just had to live on since he got sick, and that's really it.
Because you have so many payments, you can't breathe. Yeah.
That's right, and nothing really.
And nothing coming
nothing
in.
to sell. So.
Well, once you get out of that car and tractor, you'll be able to throw something at that personal loan and knock that out.
Yeah.
And then that'll be it.
Right.
Yeah, just tear that down and tear down whatever hole you're in on the car, and you may be in a hole on the tractor as well. But maybe you can get a farmer to take that tractor and buy it as a part of leasing the deal.
That's
if
good.
you want to. Investigate that, but also investigate busting up the trust, which, by the way, will solve the whole problem. Because now you're in control of the asset. You can sell off, 50 acres of this, and all of a sudden you've got some money, and you're debt-free. So, and keep a 450 of it. I mean, you'd be just fine.
So, Dave, you get in somebody passes away and you're part of a trust or you're part of their will. You can't just simply decline and say, I don't want it.
Well, you can fail to perform the things they're asking to perform. The weird thing here is that he's the trustee. The trustee's who has the control.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not an attorney, but depending on how the trust is written, the trustee is supposed to execute the terms of the trust, but also if somebody's going to break it up, it's going to be the trustee, and her husband's the trustee.
Yeah.
So if it was some third-party attorney or his uncle or somebody was the trustee, then you might not be able to get anywhere with it. But when you're the trustee of your own trust, I mean, that's weird. It's weird.
That is weird.
So somebody was trying to do something good and honorable and nice and keep it in the family, but instead they handcuffed the family and have left them in a toxic situation. So that's what you've got to be careful of these things that go in perpetuation.
Mm-hmm.
A small example of that's not nearly as emotional as, we just went through the If Dave Dies This Year meeting with my family and with the leaders. I have to do this Monty Python meeting every year. I'm feeling much better. It's just a flesh wound. And we just talk about what happens this year if Dave dies. So one of the tenets is, it's written down, and that we go over in that meeting every year, is that nothing that we do at Ramsey Solutions is to be kept alive because it was Dave's dream.
Okay, that's good.
You're set free from sacred cows.
That's good.
You should put a bullet in all sacred cows and eat them. Turn them into hamburger. Although you would not eat them.
I was going to say, do we have to eat them, Dave? Can we just...
I want to eat them, but I'll be dead and you're a vegan, so we're screwed,
I'll turn it
right?
into a leather jacket.
Yeah.
How about that?
There we go. Now we're talking. Get some use out of that burger, out of that beefalo. But anyway, the sacred cows, and that's what these things become, especially generationally like this.
Yeah.
Where you're like 4 generations down, and what...
You can't have the foresight to know what's going to happen 4
I wanted to
generations
turn
from now.
I turned the kids loose and the Ramsey team loose from doing something that I thought was good 30 years ago or 20 years ago. Kill it. Move on. I want them turned loose emotionally and legally.
Yeah.
You go to the next thing. Go to what God has given you to do.
That's good.